What's going on, everybody? This is Joe.
And Amy.
And we are back with another episode of Phoenix Wright Ace Attorney. Last time we did our final bit of investigating and finally found out, very likely, who the killer actually is. And it took us long enough, Jesus. But it turns out it is very likely the producer, Ms. Vasquez. We were able to get the last couple of pieces of evidence that we needed. We found out that this animosity or whatever, or what have you, with Jack Hammer has been going on for about 5 years. And it's time for the final day of the trial. Amy, are you ready?
Yep.
All right, let's do it. October 20th, 10 a.m., District Court, courtroom number 4. Court is now in session for the trial of Mr. Will Powers. The prosecution's ready, Your Honor. The defense is ready, Your Honor. Today will be the final day of this trial. I hope both the prosecution and the defense will be able to present decisive evidence. Very well, Mr. Edgeworth. Your opening statement. Why is there an opening statement on the third day of trial? There was already an opening statement on this trial. The hell? All right, whatever. Especially if it's like expedited and they're trying to make it faster. Why would they have more opening statements?
I guess to discuss new information.
I guess. It's really like, I guess because it's like to be continued and you save, right? I guess they're aware of the fact that means that like you may play this in like separate bursts. And so the opening statement is to like summarize for you to remind you what you've done previously in the lead up to this point.
Well, if you're doing it like the day after, then you really don't need to.
Well, that's the point, yeah. But the game, especially back then, but presumably even today, would not be nuanced enough to be like, oh, they played it yesterday. They don't need a recap. Like, right. But hey, everybody, if you need a recap, the best way to find out, to check out all of our stuff, obviously, you can check all the links in the channel page itself, but also don't forget while you're there to subscribe and ring that bell so that you will get notifications whenever any of our videos come out to make sure that you don't miss a single one. We have other series on this channel as well, more in this series to come in the coming weeks, and we have other channels linked down below in the description. Just wanted to take a moment off to talk about that. So, in yesterday's session, the defense presented us with a new theory for this case. He claims that the scene of the crime was in fact Studio 2. Today, I will call on people present in the Studio 2 trailer that day. From their testimonies, the truth will become clear. Very well. Edgeworth seems a bit on edge today. Yeah, because he knows his case is tanking. I'm sure, what's his name? Oh god. What's the detective? Gumshoe. I'm sure Gumshoe went and spoke to him. Like, hey, by the way, I arrested this lady. You may call your first witness, Mr. Edgeworth. The prosecution calls Ms. Dee Vasquez to the stand. Ms. Dee Vasquez is a producer who was present in the Studio 2 trailer that day. She's still smoking in the courtroom. Let's see how willing or not willing she is to answer this question from Edgeworth. Will the witness state her name and occupation?
Oh, God.
Yup. Dee Vasquez. I am a producer for Global Studios. Holy shit, it worked!
She actually answered it. How ironic. She hasn't answered any fucking questions for the entirety of this goddamn game. And the one question that no one can answer, she answers.
Awesome. On the day of the murder, you were in the trailer in Studio 2. As everyone here knows, yes? I dislike needless banter. If you must pontificate, do it when I'm not here.
Wow.
Wow, indeed. Alright, so she got him one question later, that's all. Very well, Ms. Vasquez. Please give the court your testimony concerning the day of the murder.
Arguably everything she ever says is needless banter. Because none of it is ever actually useful.
Nick, I know she did it. Make her pay. Right. If she's guilty, I'll catch her with her pants down, so to speak.
Yeah, I don't think she wears pants.
Just dresses?
Yeah.
The day of the murder. I entered the trailer, a little before noon. The meeting began at 12 sharp. It ended at 4. There was to be a rehearsal afterwards, so we went to Studio 1. I was fatigued, so I had Sal take me. At 2:30, we took a 15-minute break in the meeting.
Fatigued? Why? Do you have a heart condition or something?
I mean, she has a lung condition. Look at how much she smokes.
That's true. But she doesn't do anything. She sits on her ass all the time.
It's exhausting to be rich and powerful. You just don't understand.
Yeah, I bet.
Sal and I ate T-bone steaks on the table in front of the trailer. We found Hammer's body later when we all went to Studio 1. That's all. Oh, God. I have a question about one part of your testimony. You were fatigued, so you had Sal take you. The van. There's a van at Studio 2? I had him take me in that. I thought it might be risky to walk, what, with that monkey's head toppling over. Van added to the court record. Manella used this van to drive Vasquez to Studio 1 after the meeting in the trailer, which doesn't make any goddamn sense, because how could he drive the van past the head that she just said had fallen over to Studio 1, even though you'd have to pass by where the head fell?
Right.
To
Yeah, because you can walk around the head, but you can't drive around the head.
No, because it's in the middle of the street. I see. Very well. Mr. Wright, your cross-examination. This is the final battle, Nick. Let's do it. The final battle. The day of the murder. All right, so let's start questioning her on that stuff. I entered the trailer, a little before noon. The meeting began at 12 sharp. It ended at 4. There was to be a rehearsal afterwards, so we went to Studio 1. I was fatigued, so I had Sal take me. At 2:30, we took a 15-minute break in the meeting. All right, so hold on. So I had Sal take me. There was to be a rehearsal afterwards, so we went to Studio 1. And when exactly was that? That's a good question, because the timeline is very confusing to me. I've forgotten.
So after the meeting, so it should be after 4 p.m.
Maybe you could try remembering? No. The meeting ended at 4, and the rehearsal was scheduled for 5. I would think it was between those times. You would think? Come on, all you did was state the obvious, Edgeworth. I was fatigued, so I had Sal take me. Hold on. You had Sal take you? What does that mean? It means what I just said. I had Sal take me in the Studio 2 van. Oh, right. At 2:30, we took a 15-minute break in the meeting. And what were you doing during that time?
She said it started at 2:30.
The break.
Sal said it ended at 2:30.
Right, and started at 2:15. Don't hit your desk. It irritates me. Yeah, Mr. Wright. Oops. It was a 15-minute break. Sal and I ate T-bone steaks on the table in front of the trailer. Do you have someone who can verify this? I mean, Sal? Yeah, what the fuck? Sal. No, I mean someone else. One person is enough. If she committed murder during that break, she wouldn't have had time to eat a T-bone steak. If I had some evidence that proved she didn't eat that steak. Well, Nick, find anything? I don't think so. The court record doesn't have that shit.
I mean, we saw 2 plates.
Yeah, and both of them were empty.
Yeah, so they stuck the food in the incinerator to make it look like they ate.
Or to make it look like he ate, or she ate. He said he did.
Whichever. Yeah. And if you look at the incinerator, it doesn't give you any indication that steak was put in there, so you can't prove that.
But it's new, and it's been used pretty heavily already with the scorch marks and everything on it. I kind of wish she'd said a little more. It's hard. I think she's pretty used to being the boss, but I'm sure you'll find some kind of contradiction in what she said, somewhere. I entered the trailer, a little before noon.
Like the van thing that it didn't let you actually do anything.
Well, I'd have to present her, I think, with, there's to be a rehearsal afterwards, so we went to Studio 1. I was fatigued, so I had Sal take me. So I guess we present her with the monkey head or the van. This evidence was what she told us. Right? Manella used this van to drive Vasquez to Studio 1 after the meeting in the trailer. So do we present that evidence to her? That's not contradicting what she said, but the head would.
Right.
Okay. This evidence clearly... Okay.
It's not what they wanted.
God damn it. Okay. So fatigued, so I had Sal take me. There was to be a rehearsal afterwards, so we went to Studio 1.
That's what you pressed.
That's what I'm trying to... Well, we pressed already on that. But maybe we show the van for this, then? Your Honor, what do you think about the witness's statement? I'm not sure I follow. It clearly contradicts the... I thought... Great. You don't sound very convinced, Mr. Wright. Objection overruled. God damn it, man.
So stupid.
The fuck? Did I press her on this already? I had to have, right? When exactly was that? Yes. I've forgotten. Trying to remember. Edgeworth pops up.
Say anything.
Yeah.
Okay.
2:30. We took a 15-minute break in the
Press
meeting.
that, because that's not the same time that Sal said.
Sorry. Yeah, you're right. And what were you doing during that time? Don't hit your desk. It irritates me.
Oh, so we did this one already, too.
Yeah, Mr. Wright. Oops. It was a 15-minute break. Sal and I ate T-bone steaks on the table in front of the trailer. Do you have someone who can verify... God
Right,
damn it.
we did
Yeah,
this
we did.
one, too.
We did all of it.
So what the fuck does it want?
If I had some evidence that proved she didn't eat that steak.
But we don't have that.
Well, Nick, find anything? I kind of wish she'd said a little more. It's hard. I think she's pretty used to being the boss, but I'm sure you'll find some kind of contradiction in what she said somewhere. What are we missing?
It didn't allow us to take the empty plate as part of the evidence.
Well, we have,
Yeah,
what's his name's empty plate? Yeah.
That's not what I'm talking about. I meant the empty plate.
No, but that's... Yeah, but that's a good point. Maybe we present her with this because it's got bones on it and theirs didn't.
Right.
You said that.
Right.
So sure, maybe we show her that then in contradiction of that. Okay.
I doubt that that's what this game is going to want us to do.
Let's find out. Fatigued. Took a 15-minute break. Sal and I ate T-bone steaks on the table in front of the trailer. All right, here we go. This is the one. Hopefully. I went very much the wrong way, but that's fine. It worked!
Oh, wow.
Ha! As I thought. You claim you ate a T-bone steak. But I say you did not. What's this now, Mr. Wright? Look at this. It's a plate? This plate was on the table in the employee area. As you can see, a large bone has been left behind. Mr. Wright, need I remind you it was a T-bone steak? Exactly my point. Remember, if you will, Ms. Vasquez and Mr. Manella ate at a table outside the trailer. Yet there were no bones left on the plates. The plates were bare. Ooh, look at that face. Ms. Vasquez? Tell me, how can a person eat a T-bone steak and not leave the bone? I think I know how. You ate the bone too, you ate a boneless steak, or you didn't eat the steak. These are very easy. This one's easy.
You ate the bone too. Because
Obviously.
you're actually a monster who unhinges its jaw and just swallows it whole.
She's just a werewolf, so she's a dog, and so she eats the bone. You didn't eat any steak during that break. You took your steak and threw it somewhere. Like the incinerator. Nicely done, Amy. I see. Then what was Miss Vasquez doing during her break? Isn't it obvious, Your Honor? Meeting the Steel Samurai or picking on salmonella?
Picking on salmonella.
Yes. Yeah. Only if
Meeting the Steel Samurai.
She was meeting with the Steel Samurai. Her stance. Order! Are you saying? Yes, Your Honor. As Ms. Vasquez left the trailer to eat her steak, she ran into the Steel Samurai. And then you did it. You killed him with your own hands.
I mean, she killed him with her hands. I'm pretty sure she used the spear.
Which was in her hands, I suppose. Mr. Wright! Isn't that a little presumptuous? What kind of stunt are you trying to pull, Wright? Let him claim what he wants. You say I did it? Yes. Fascinating. And here I was, worrying that today would be as boring as all the rest. Very well. Let us have a battle of wits, you and I. Any day, Vasquez. Good luck, Nick. Let's see. What was that murder weapon again? Oh yes, the samurai spear. Yes. I am, as you can see, a woman of petite stature. How could I possibly use that heavy spear as a weapon? I think you could, you couldn't, could you, or I don't know.
You couldn't, could you, because it was Sal.
Or somebody else, but yeah. I think you would have a great deal of difficulty using that as a weapon. Pretty much anyone would. Ha! You see? Yes. However, that has no bearing on this case. Meaning? The samurai spear was not the murder weapon.
Oh.
Oh. What? She did the same thing that happened 5 years ago. She pushed him into the fence.
Yeah.
What is the meaning of this? The spear was found lying next to the victim's body. I have proof, Your Honor. I can prove that the samurai spear was not used as the murder weapon. The photo from 5 years ago. Present. Wrong, Mr. Wright. But I haven't said anything yet. I know you well enough by now to know when you're going to present the wrong evidence. I can sense it too with my fey blood. Okay, so I picked the wrong evidence. Enough with all the sensing. Right, okay, here's the real evidence, Your Honor. I can prove that the samurai spear was not used as the murder weapon. Do we just present the spear?
It's taped, and the photo... well, no, because that was before the murder.
Right, but I guess if it was broken, it wouldn't have gone into him like that. It's mended with duct tape.
Duct tape.
Sure, but that's not going to pierce somebody. Then we'll try it. We haven't lost any points for it. There we go. I present my proof, the so-called murder weapon. But that is the murder weapon. Not so fast. Remember that this spear broke during the morning action scene run-through, but someone fixed the spear. It was the security lady. She fixed it with duct tape. Now tell me, how is it possible for someone to stab a man who's wearing a thick costume with this through the chest? Order! Order! Mr. Wright, what are you driving at? Think about what you're... Silence. I'm the one testifying here, and I will be heard. Are you quite sane? Are you even aware of what... Are you even aware of what you're saying? If the samurai spear was not the murder weapon, then pray tell, what was? How was Hammer killed? Well, Mr. Wright, can you tell us what weapon was used to kill Mr. Hammer?
Yep. Now you can present your photo.
Would I make a claim like that if I couldn't tell you what the weapon was? I'm afraid your confidence can sometimes be unfounded, Mr. Wright. Very well, let's see this murder weapon then. Okay. Look at this photo. What is this? Why, that's Jack Hammer, standing at the top of the stairs. Order! Order! If I cannot have order, this trial will be suspended. Mr. Wright, what is this all about? This photograph is from 5 years ago. There was an unfortunate accident at Global Studios. This is a photo of that very accident. Not a word of this was leaked to the outside. It was a close-kept secret at the studios. What does this have to do with the current case? Mr. Edgeworth, you still can't see it? See the fallen man in this photo? See how the fence post pierced him through the chest? What? Are you saying? Yes. What happened 5 years ago has happened again. Mr. Wright, continue. It's 2:30 p.m. on the day of the murder. Ms. Dee Vasquez meets Jack Hammer outside the Studio 2 trailer. Then she did it. She pushed Mr. Hammer off the stairs onto the fence. Just like Mr. Hammer had himself done 5 years ago. Though whether she did it on purpose or by accident, I cannot say. In other words, the victim, Mr. Hammer, he died in the same way that he caused another man to die.
That's just karma.
5 years ago. Yeah, kinda. Precisely. Ironic, isn't it? Very creative, Mr. Wright. I could use a man like you on my script writing staff. You deny that what I say is true? Mr. Wright, let's say, for the sake of argument, that Hammer died at the trailer, as you say. Yet the body was found at Studio 1, was it not? Yes, and I have no idea how that happened, but I guess hopefully we'll figure it out.
The mob flunkies dragged it over there?
And in the evil magistrate's costume, no less. Are you then claiming that I carried the body to Studio 1 and returned to the trailer all in the space of a 15-minute break? How could I have disposed of the body? The break in the meeting at the trailer lasted 15 minutes, from 2:30 to 2:45. Could Jack Hammer have been pushed off the stairs to his death, then carried to Studio 1 and placed inside his costume? There wasn't enough time.
Oh, you know what? Maybe Sal did say 2:30 to 2:45. Sorry.
No, I thought it was 2:15 to 2:30 as well, because then he was saying it wouldn't have been enough time. I don't know. Anyway, it doesn't matter. Indeed. Well, Mr. Wright, how could she have dealt with the body? She couldn't deal with it. I bet she could move it, or she had another way.
She had another way.
She sure did. What if she had another way to carry the body, other than with her own hands? For instance, the van. Mm-hmm. Actually, for that matter, there was no need for her to do the deed in 15 minutes. And there was a way for you to carry that body. Interesting. Let's hear it then. Mr. Wright, please show us how she carried the body. Thanks, Van. Ms. Vasquez, you carried the body to Studio 1. And you used the studio van to do it. Recall your testimony. There was to be a rehearsal afterwards, so we went to Studio 1. I was fatigued, so I had Sal take me. That's how she was fatigued. She
Having
moved.
sex with Sal.
Wow. Yup. And she would just love that so much. She moved the body.
Yeah.
There was a van there, right? I had Sal drive me. You used the van to carry the body to Studio 1. Then, before everyone else got there, you put the body into the magistrate costume. Hold on, Wright.
There's still no way she could have driven the van over there.
Don't forget, it was Sal Manella that drove the van. Are you suggesting that Mr. Manella was a conspirator?
Yes.
Of course he was, or of course he wasn't.
Of course he was.
Of course Sal Manella has to have been a conspirator. The body had to be placed in the van and put into the costume. There's no way Miss Vasquez could have done that alone. Also, don't forget that they had to dispose of the Steel Samurai costume. They had to, because it was covered in Mr. Hammer's blood. They probably burned it
put it
in that small incinerator. Well, Ms. Vasquez, shall I continue? No need. You're smarter than you look, Mr. Wright.
Oh, is she confessing?
I lose, you win. It was fun. I win? So, what happens next? Huh? Don't... Me? Don't you have anything to say? What would you like me to say? Huh? I lost? Something like that? I just said that. Wait, so you mean... Dee Vasquez, so it was you? You killed Jack Hammer. Jesus Christ. Who Who can say? Huh? Are you sure I did? Mr. Wright? We just engaged in a battle of wits, and the result of that battle, you proved the possibility that I murdered Hammer. Right. But that is only a possibility. Proof is another thing altogether. You lack decisive proof, Mr. Wright. What? Order! Mr. Edgeworth, your thoughts? Of course, it's as the witness says. Certainly, it does seem very likely she did it, but, there's no proof. Edgeworth isn't sure. Well, I came here as a witness today. If you've no more questions, I'll be leaving. What do I do now? You did it, Vasquez. Testify again, Vasquez, or no further questions, Vasquez.
Ooh, I don't know. Do we have her testify again?
I think so, because it'll give us more of an opportunity to impeach some of her testimony.
Yeah.
I'd like you to testify again. Testify again? No one to give up, Mr. Wright. Think about it. Even if I were to testify again, what's the point? I can only say what I said before. The truth, Mr. Wright. I've already said all there is to say. What would happen if I said it again?
You haven't said all there is to say, because...
You'd ask the same questions, get the same answers. A waste of time. Damn. To come so far only to fail.
This is the last day of trial. We can't come back.
That's right. As it seems there are no further questions, I would like to end the cross-examination of the witness, Ms. Vasquez. Ooh. Is Edgeworth gonna help us?
I don't know. Kinda hot, though.
Yes, Mr. Edgeworth. I was hoping to come up with a question while I was objecting, Your Honor. I didn't.
Okay, take back the hot thing.
You motherfucker. I see. Very well. Your Honor, I request that the witness testify again. Thank you. You are the prosecutor, are you not? Why are you badgering me? I'm your witness. I just want to hear your testimony again. Does this make any sense to you, Your Honor? I don't see that we have anything to gain by repeating the last several minutes. Mr. Edgeworth, I too see little point in making Ms. Vasquez repeat herself.
I'm in the mob as well.
What exactly did you want her to testify about? Well, yes, indeed. Verily I say, ergo. I want to hear about what happened after they found that body. After they found the body? Very well. The witness will testify to the court concerning this matter. Huh. Nick, why did Edgeworth... Who knows? He probably realized she did it too. But... Wasn't he the one that said he always gets a guilty verdict? After all that... Edgeworth. After finding the body... I was with Sal and Old Bag, the security lady, when we found the body. The assistant was there too. Only Powers was absent. I immediately called the police. Then Powers showed up. The security lady, Old Bag, was quite agitated, pointing at Powers, saying he did it. I asked to be left out of the proceedings. I went back to the trailer to get my script and direction notes. Then I went home.
Because that makes sense.
I see no issues.
You just found a dead body.
In your studio, because you're the producer.
Yes, so this is your employee who is now dead, and you're like, so I went back to the trailer and got my stuff and went home. What the fuck, you unfeeling bitch?
Nothing fishy there.
Nope.
Moving
not
on.
A thing.
I see no issues raised by this testimony. Mr. Wright, your cross-examination. Okay, Nick, we're close. Real close. She may be acting tough now, but if you put her on the spot, she's sure to falter. Find the key you need and twist the truth out of her, Nick. Right. All right, so I think it's just pressing here. I don't know what evidence we would have, but let's just press.
Right. Well, I think they made it clear that we don't have evidence for this part. It's just about pressing.
I was with Sal and Oldbag, the security lady, when we found the body. What time was that? We were to meet at 5 for the rehearsal, so I'd say it was then. When exactly did you and Mr. Manila arrive at the studio? About 10 minutes before. I wasn't stuffing any bodies into costumes, mind you. Press harder? I mean, hell yeah, why not?
Yeah. Because there was an hour's worth of time between the end of the meeting
and getting to the studio.
And the rehearsal starting at 5.
Yeah. Where were the other employees when you got to the studio? They weren't there yet. Well, then you could have put Hammer in that costume with Salmonella's help. Oh? What did I just say? Did I not just say I wasn't stuffing any bodies into any costumes? You should try to listen to what people are saying, boy. Boy? The witness will continue her testimony. The assistant was there too. Only Powers was absent. Mr. Powers was taking a nap, correct? So he says. Did no one go to call him? Remember. Remember what? There was a dead body lying in front of us, yet you expect me to be calm? You certainly seemed calm enough when I accused you of murder. Wait a second. Wouldn't that be the other way around? The other way around? You discovered a murdered body, and one person was missing, right? Wouldn't you normally go looking for the missing person? I have to agree with the defense on this one. Well, Ms. Vasquez? Logically speaking, perhaps, but no one there was thinking very logically, I assure you. Also, without his steel samurai costume, Powers doesn't really stand out. We often left him on the bus when shooting at location. No one noticed he was missing. The dude is a goddamn Sasquatch of a man.
He's large and he's a movie star.
Yeah.
He's the most famous person on that fucking set.
Well, no, that's Hammer. But regardless.
Oh, well, he's the second most famous.
Exactly.
He's the co-star.
Yeah.
And he's gigantic. Like, I don't know. But...
He doesn't leave much of an impression. He's only the biggest person most people have ever seen.
And if you see his chest hair,
yeah.
Like, certain people might cringe and or, like,
swoon.
gag a little.
Or swoon.
Or swoon.
But notice. Like, pay attention.
Yeah, you that is a noticeable feature.
Yeah. Poor Powers. Well, I suppose that explains that. Very well, Miss Vasquez. You may continue.
What the hell?
I immediately called the police. Then Powers showed up. What was everyone else doing at that time? No one said a thing. It was silent. Completely silent. So we stood there until Powers finally arrived on the scene. Sorry I'm late. Then silence. Dead silence.
That doesn't make sense.
And the judge, and the courtroom. Silence. Hey, Nick! Why is everyone so quiet? Someone should do something to lighten things up. The security lady, Oldbag, was quite agitated, pointing at Powers, saying he did it. Oldbag, the security lady. Why did the security lady think Powers had done it? She said because she saw him going toward the studio. Right, the Steel Samurai. Did the detective arrest Mr. Powers based solely on the security lady's word? Perhaps not. She seems to have also given the detective that photograph. Of course, I heard all this after the fact. That photograph, meaning the one taken by the security camera. She's not known for exhibiting the best sense of judgment when it comes to Hammer. I don't think there's anything in there I can use. I asked to be left out of the proceedings. You asked to be left out? Yes. It seems that everyone else was questioned. And I'm really not fond of that sort of thing. But you can't just decide who the police will and won't question. Thankfully, the studio thinks otherwise.
Wow.
They were nice enough to understand that since we were in a meeting. There was no other way we could have been involved. Thus, they covered for us. covered for you. Or covered it up for you. There must have been a lot riding on it with all those bigwigs at the meeting. I'm sure her professionals helped convince everyone they didn't require questioning.
Mm-hmm.
I went back to the trailer to get my script and direction notes. The script and your direction notes? Yes, they're quite valuable. It wouldn't do to have them stolen. No, I guess not. Wait a second. I thought you came to Studio One for a rehearsal. Why didn't you bring your script and notes? Well, I was under the impression that we wouldn't be able to rehearse anything. Why? That's a good question, Phoenix.
Yeah.
There was a murder, after all.
You didn't know there was a murder until you arrived there, except that you murdered him.
Who could think of rehearsing after that? Oh, yeah, I guess. Very well. Ms. Vasquez, please continue. Yeah, thank you, Edgeworth. Your Honor, I have an objection to the witness's last statement. Yeah, Edgeworth, fuck yeah. Huh? Think. Ms. Vasquez said she didn't bring the script because there wouldn't be a rehearsal. Don't you see what that means? She would have had to know about the murder before going to Studio One. Yep.
Did she really, not notice that she was saying that?
Order! Order! Mr. Edgeworth! What you've just said is a reasonable observation. What the fuck?
Thank you, Your Honor, for saying that, I guess?
For minimizing it to the nth degree,
Right,
dude.
for,
Jesus.
The backhanded compliment of saying that I'm a reasonable human being who possibly is capable of my occupation.
Yeah, right? Good lord. However, I find it hard to understand why the prosecution would make such a move. I mean, I agree, except that, again, most people think that the prosecution's job is to get the guilty verdict of the person standing in front of them. That's blatantly incorrect. The job of the prosecution is to get justice. So if the person in front of them is not guilty, the onus is absolutely on the prosecution to say, you know what, this is incorrect, we're dropping these charges and we're finding who the real victim or culprit is,
right,
and arresting them instead, or having them arrested instead. So this is 100% within Edgeworth's purview.
Right.
It makes perfect sense. Or are you thinking of a career change to defense? I appreciate the concern, Your Honor. I will stand by my statement, however, regardless of how the court sees my role here. Now, Ms. Vasquez, do you have an explanation? I can't believe Edgeworth is helping me. So the prosecution is in cahoots with the defense. What kind of court is this? One that seeks justice? No matter. I think you misunderstood me. I had a perfectly good reason to believe there would be no rehearsal. Very well. The witness will change her testimony to reflect this reason. Alright, so here it comes. I knew that Hammer was injured and couldn't do any action scenes, so I left them behind. No, she didn't, because she wasn't there. How did you know about the injury? How did I know? Sal. He told me. Alright, I guess that could be plausible. Sal the director. You have to find something to peg this on her here. Or everything we've done now, till now, will have been wasted. I believe in you, Nick. Go get him! I was with Sal and Oldbag the security lady when we found the body. Hold on. I'm not presenting her with anything here, but... Sal... How could Sal... Sal told her about the injury. Because he was there during the fight.
Yes.
Where
he hurt his
Will injured his ankle. I couldn't remember the dude's fucking name. I just kept wanting to say Jack Hammer, but that's the other guy. So what the hell? I'm so confused, man. Alright, let's go back. The assistant was there too, only Powers was absent. I immediately called the police. Then Powers showed up. The security lady Oldbag was quite agitated, pointing at Powers, saying he did it. I asked to be left out of the proceedings. I went back to the trailer to get my script and direction notes. I knew that Hammer was injured and couldn't do any action scenes, so I had left them behind. I have no idea.
So then why go to the studio? If you're going to the studio for a rehearsal that starts at 5, but you didn't bring the notes that you would need to do the rehearsal because you knew there couldn't be a rehearsal, then why not just get on a phone, call everybody in Studio 1 and say, look, there's no rehearsal.
Yeah.
Because he hurt his leg. You drove to Studio 1 so that you could not have rehearsal and then found a body. Like, it doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, I agree.
The question is, what spot do we need to press?
We've pressed literally every one. We pressed everything, didn't we? I went back to the trailer to get my script and direction notes. Yeah, we pressed that. And we pressed this. I knew that Hammer was injured and couldn't do any action scenes, so I left them behind.
No.
We did. We just pressed it. Didn't we? How did you know about the injury?
Oh, yeah, okay.
How did I know? Sal. He told me. Sal the director. You have to find something to peg this on her here, or everything we've done till now will have been wasted. I believe in you, Nick. Go get him. I just...
So that was it? That was all of it?
Yeah. The last thing she says is, I knew that he was injured.
And there was no timestamp on the photo from the digital camera, right?
No. This one? 2 p.m.
No.
Sorry. Oh, the one that was in this book. We don't have that as actual evidence.
Oh.
So, no, I suppose. It doesn't make sense. I want to present this, but it doesn't make sense.
I was dragging one leg at 2 p.m. When did the meeting begin? Noon.
Yeah.
So how would Sal know about it either? No,
Sal was at the rehearsal in the morning.
Yeah, because that's when it happened.
When the spear broke.
Fuck, I don't know.
Me neither, man. I have no idea, man. This is insane. What the hell? Do I have to go back now that we've gotten more information, and press everything again? It's going to be very annoying.
Do they typically give more information if you press again?
If new information comes to light, maybe. I have no idea. Let's find out. What time was that? We were to meet at 5. I'd say it was then. When exactly did you arrive? 10 minutes before. Stuffing in bodies in costumes. The other employees, they weren't there yet. Well, then you could have put Hammer in that costume with Sal's help. Oh, what did I just say? Wasn't stuffing in costumes. Listen to people. Boy. The witness will continue. The assistant was there too. Only Powers was absent. Mr. Powers was taking a nap, correct? So he says, did no one go to call him? Remember.
We did.
Remember what? Yeah, I know we did. There was a dead body. You certainly seemed. Sigh. Press harder. Wait a second. Wouldn't that be the other way around? The other way around. You discovered a body. Blah, blah, blah. Missing person. Have to agree with the defense. Logically speaking, perhaps, but no one was thinking logically. Also, without his steel samurai costume, Powers didn't really stand out. We often left him behind. No one noticed he was missing. Well, I suppose that explains that. Very well, you may continue. I immediately called the police, then Powers showed... Yeah, we pressed on
maybe
everything.
the standout thing? Did we press on that?
We can't. You can't press when it's not green text, you don't press on it. I went to the trailer to get my script and direction notes. We did this. Yeah, this is stupid.
Maybe there was a press harder and we didn't press harder.
No, we always pressed harder. I've never pressed back off until right now when I'm going to do it so that we can stop. I'll hold back, I think. I'm sure she's already anticipating anything I could throw at her. We have to present her with something. That's the only thing I can think of. But what?
But what? Oh, damn it.
I have no idea. Like, none whatsoever.
Yeah,
I knew he was injured, so I left them behind.
Yeah, I mean, there's plenty of things that we would have to say about that. Like, still, why would you leave them behind? Or why would you still drive over there if it's canceled or whatever? But, like, it doesn't matter what those questions are if it doesn't give us the ability to ask them.
Yeah, I'm so like, what the hell?
And we're supposed to show a piece of evidence for this? We can't. There's nothing to show.
You don't have to tell me. Alright, hold on. To use court terminology, let the record show that I was goddamn correct. Show her the photo. I knew it. It had to be. You knew that Hammer was injured? Don't you think that's a little funny? I mean, it was the Steel Samurai who was injured. What? It was Will Powers. Oh, she said Hammer. Fuck, I didn't even realize that.
Shit, neither did I.
Damn it. Oh, I'm so stupid. Wow. Hey, anybody who was yelling at us that whole time, leave it in the comments. I'm so sorry. Wow.
Wow.
Mr. Wright, explain yourself. I genuinely have gotten their names mixed up this whole time,
Yeah,
so
me too.
so that makes perfect sense that I wouldn't have noticed. Yes, Mr. Hammer is dragging his leg in this photo, but that's because he was pretending to be Mr. Powers. Pretending? One person was injured in the run-through that morning. That person was Mr. Powers, not Mr. Hammer. Now, why do you think it was Mr. Hammer who was injured? I already said it was Sal who told me. That's right. He must have gotten it wrong. I think not. Mr. Manella was at the run-through that morning. He would have known it was Mr. Powers who was injured. He saw it happen. Why would he tell you the wrong person? Ms. Vasquez.
Yeah, like, it makes sense for us to mix up the names because we don't know these people.
Right. We don't work with them every day.
Right, but Sal and Vasquez, whatever her first name is, fucking know them well enough to not... And they're not, like, twins or anything. Like, you can tell them apart. They're very dissimilar in how they look.
Yeah. So it's either you heard Mr. Manella wrong or you saw Hammer limping. Actually, you didn't hear anything from Mr. Manella. You saw Mr. Hammer limping with your own eyes. Yes, but wasn't it Mr. Powers who was injured? Thank you, Judge. Welcome to the goddamn party, dude. Wake the hell up. Yes, but remember, Mr. Hammer was dragging his leg too. He was pretending to be Mr. Powers. Ugh! And when was he doing this? Well, it would have to have been after he put on the Steel Samurai costume and went to Studio 2, where he was murdered. Exactly. Ms. Vasquez, you met him, didn't you? You saw the Steel Samurai limping. And Mr. Hammer was in that Steel Samurai suit. Oh, shit. Did she not know that it was him? Maybe she wanted to kill Powers?
Maybe.
Interesting.
But there's no motive for her to want to kill Powers. There is for her to want to kill Hammer.
I know. That's why you were confused. That's why you thought it was Mr. Hammer who'd been injured that morning. Order! Order! I will have order! Witness. Can you refute this claim? Yeah, let's see you sneak out of this one, Vasquez. Very well. I have a question for you. That's definitely not how this works. Irk! Why are the real killers always so persistent? Why in the world would I want Mr. Hammer dead? Again, I don't think she wanted Hammer dead. Yes, he'd fallen on hard times, but he was a star. I had nothing to gain from his death. Nothing.
You'd have nothing to gain from Powers' death either, but it's one of them that you wanted.
I guess. But yeah, I think it's that she wanted Powers dead. It was a man in a costume limping, and so she pushed him. Yes, you would need a motive. Why would she have killed the victim? If there's a reason, it is unclear to this court. Does the defense have anything to say on the matter? In other words, can you prove she had a motive? Of course I can prove it. Okay. I have proof, and I'll show it to you. I present to the court evidence as to Ms. Viz Vasquez's motive in this murder. Fuck.
When you said yes, I was like, really?
Yeah.
Because I don't think we have any.
Is it this one? I think it's the accident. There's nothing else. There's literally nothing else. It's got to be the accident photo from 4 years ago or 5 years ago.
Why? Like, why is that a reason to kill Hammer? Or Powers?
Because, well, for Hammer, I guess I'm wrong about the Powers thing. For the Hammer thing, he did that. And maybe he was not succumbing to the blackmail anymore? I don't know. This is my proof. This is the photo from... Oh, sorry. This is the photo from before? This photo reveals the motive in this murder. I'm right, aren't I, Ms. Vasquez? 5 years ago, Mr. Hammer was at the height of his fame. With Dee Vasquez's help, a terrible accident was swept under the carpet. Ladies and gentlemen, the case currently up for trial.
Rug, not under the carpet.
It began on that day, 5 years ago. Ironically enough, that accident precipitated Mr. Hammer's fall. His fall from stardom. His guilt weighed him down, no doubt. However, you, Dee Vasquez, used Mr. Hammer. You made him work for you for petty change. Bringing us to the present day, and Mr. Hammer's last role as the evil magistrate. Yes, undoubtedly it was a constant source of shame for the ex-star.
That's a motive for him to want to kill her, not the other way around.
One moment, Mr. Wright.
Oh, so that's why he took the costume.
To try to show that he could be the Steel Samurai, you mean?
No, to try and kill her. And when he went to
to
go
frame
kill
Powers?
her... Yeah, and when he went to go kill her, she pushed him onto the spike.
We're talking about motives here, yet you've only talked about Mr. Hammer. It almost seems as if it was Mr. Hammer who had killed Dee Vasquez, not the other way around. What motive would Ms. Vasquez have? Yes, that's right. According to what you say, I would have had no reason to kill Hammer. He was a good source of income for me, and I never get rid of useful men. It's a policy of mine. Mr. Wright, please explain Ms. Vasquez's motive for murder. Reveal the evidence, or she had no motive. Yikes.
She had no motive. Because he went there to kill her.
Yep. She had no motive, Your Honor. What's that, no? It was Mr. Hammer who was out for blood. You got it, Amy. All Ms. Vasquez did was push him off the stairs in self-defense. What's that now? It's simple. Mr. Hammer was intending to kill Ms. Vasquez. Here we go, the climactic ending.
Yeah.
What? What? Oh, sorry. What? Your Honor, Jack Hammer drugged Mr. Powers with sleeping pills. Jack Hammer snuck into the dressing room and stole the Steel Samurai costume. Jack Hammer wore the costume to fool the security lady into thinking he was Powers. Then Jack Hammer made his way to the trailer. And for what purpose, you ask? To kill Dee Vasquez, who had so cruelly taken advantage of him. Wow. I've said a lot of things today, I'm so sorry. To kill Dee Vasquez, who had so cruelly taken advantage of him all those years. Ooh. Yeah, I knew she was going to break it. Nice.
Good luck finding another one of those, Missy.
So, you did do it, didn't you? Yes. I am guilty. It was me. Someone call an ambulance! There's blood everywhere! We're too late! I don't know who all these voices are. Ah! Ms. Vasquez! What? What happened here? Manuel? Is that his name? Manuel fell from the trailer stairs. Oh, that's the old one. Manuel! Manuel! Ms. Vasquez, please, try to remain calm. No! No! How could this... It was an accident. Mr. Hammer was doing an action scene and... No! Manuel! Manuel! Don't touch him! Ms. Vasquez! No! I'm so... Like, there's... How the... So annoying. How are we supposed to know who's who here?
Just
Please,
say the words.
Please don't die. Please! Congratulations, Mr. Wright. I lose. Again. Mr. Edgeworth, where's Dee Vasquez? In the waiting lobby, Your Honor. As calm and collected as ever.
What happened?
I see. I guess there's a delay or a span of time there that we miss. Mr. Wright. Yes, Your Honor? It appears you have brought about yet another miracle. Thank you, Your Honor. I think not, Your Honor. Will Powers was innocent. That he should be found so is only natural, not a miracle. Yes, you're right. Very well. This court finds the defendant, Mr. Will Powers, not guilty. Hell yeah, we did it. Confetti.
And now he's on the witness stand.
Yep. That is all. This court is adjourned. We did it.
Yeah.
Whew. October 20th, 1:12 p.m. District Court, Defendant Lobby number 3. I don't know what to say. Thank you so much. I'm just glad you're okay. Yes, but it's sad. I know now that Mr. Hammer stole my costume. It's bad enough that he wanted to kill Miss Vasquez, but to think that he tried to frame me for the murder, it makes me sad. Tell me why, Mr. Wright. Huh? Tell me. Why did Mr. Hammer want to blame me? Oh, we can show him the old photo from 5 years ago? No.
We can show, because he was at Studio 2. No.
No, I mean, the evidence is, or the reason is because, why him specifically?
I don't know.
I don't either. Maybe that's the answer.
I mean, the outfit is a disguise.
Right, it was a disguise to...
It was a convenient disguise.
Yeah.
And that's what I think the...
actual answer is?
Yeah.
Yeah, so I think Will's question is like, why me? And it's just
right. And it's
convenience.
Like, well, yeah, because your costume was enough of a disguise that he could use it to commit murder in.
Yeah.
So, since it was premeditated, he drugged you and stole it.
Yeah. I guess we'll never know. Yes, of course. Phew. I'm not sure I wanted to go down that road. Congratulations, WP! Oh! Thanks to you, I'll be able to don the Steel Samurai outfit once more. I can't wait to get back into that sweaty costume and... Oh, no.
Oh, it's burned.
Well, oh, it's burned, yeah, but also the final episode.
Yeah.
Is something wrong? No, of course not. Nick Edgeworth. Ooh.
Oh.
Say something, Wright. I'm not good at small talk. Huh? What? That was too bad, Edgeworth. You don't waste any time gloating, do you? No, I really want to thank you. Vasquez would have gotten away if you hadn't stepped in. Pleased to meet you. I'm Powers. Edgeworth. I'm a big fan of your work, Mr. Powers. Liar. Right. I must say, I hadn't expected to meet you again after all these years. Meet again? However, in retrospect, it would have been better had we not met. Thanks to you, I'm saddled with unnecessary feelings. Unnecessary feelings?
I'm so confused.
Yes, unease and uncertainty. Aren't those kind of necessary? They only serve to get in my way. You listen to me, Phoenix Wright. Don't ever show your face in front of me again.
Oh.
That's what I came here to tell you.
Rude.
Mr. Wright? Was that guy your friend? Oh, well.
I thought he was, but I was very wrong.
You big dumb animal. What? Friends? As if. They're rivals. Rivals. Right, Nick? For now we are. I guess. Huh? Why do I get the feeling I'm missing something? Come on, Nick. Tell me. What's the deal with you and Edgeworth? And so the curtain closed on another trial.
Secret sex.
I imagine, yeah. I imagine he's saying this in front of her. He just she asks what happened with you and Edgeworth? And he just closes his eyes and he's like, well, the curtain closed on another case. And she's like, are you listening to me? I caused quite a stir by revealing that accident from 5 years ago. Nick, what the hell's happening? It was the talk of the town. Nick, come on. Thankfully, Global Studios rethought its programming change. Nick, come on, man. But actually, that's pretty cool. They rethought their programming change. They went back to making kids shows again. Pink Princess. Nick, this is it. The new show starts today. You're going to watch it with me, right?
Ugh. No.
I'll admit, I was kind of surprised. I didn't think they'd seriously go through with it. You have to buy trading cards too, okay?
No.
God, who uses trading cards?
Only losers.
There's so much video evidence over on Geek for All of you opening cards too, Amy.
Yeah, I know.
We have to trade with Cody and that assistant. Fine, I'll do it. Isn't it great that WP gets to play the lead again? In Pink Princess?
The love interest.
I wonder if they'll show his real face this time. I don't know. I don't think the world is ready for the real Will Powers.
Maybe he's the villain this time.
The end. Episode 4, Turnabout Goodbyes. A brand new episode has been added.
There's Edgeworth in this one again, so I guess we do show our face in front of him.
Oh, I assume based on the look on his face that maybe we help him this time.
Oh, that
maybe
would be
we're
so
his
cool.
attorney.
Oh my God. What I hope is that he works for us. That'd be so rad.
Like that he stops being a prosecutor and
starts working at our firm. That'd be so cool.
Wright and Edgeworth law offices or whatever.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, hey everybody, that is the end of this particular episode. We finally made it to the end, which is awesome. That was a tough chapter. I mean, arguably, if they're supposed to ramp up, you could say, of course, it was the toughest one yet, but it was very tough compared to the other ones.
If they're supposed to ramp up, I can't imagine how much harder it's going to get. If it gets much harder than that, we're not going to finish this game. I don't know what to tell you.
But obviously you're still enjoying it though, correct?
Yeah.
So
this
is awesome. We will interesting. You know what? The guy in the background also has an ascot, but his has like a little pendant on it. I wonder if that's like
his dad. Oh my God, be his dad.
Oh, okay, that's even better than what I was thinking. I thought it would be like he was the district attorney and he was trying to pin something on Edgeworth as like one of the ADAs or whatever.
That makes sense too. Oh, our thoughts are pretty juicy. I hope the story's as good.
Oh God, that sucks so much. When you like speculate on something and you're like, it could be this or it could be this or it could be this, and then it shows up and you're
excited.
Like, oh, well, shit, I guess.
Well, there was an old guy and a bird.
He might be the victim. Oh, but there's a person yelling at the bottom here too.
With
anyway,
like a cannon or something?
I think it's a megaphone.
Oh.
Because they're yelling into it. But regardless, yes, that is the end of this particular episode. I sincerely thank you all so very much for watching. as always, we would love to hear your thoughts down in the comments below. What did you think? As I think Amy asked this at the end of the last episode, but I'll ask this time. If you played this game, how was episode 3 for you? Was it very difficult? How does it rank in terms of difficulty compared to other episodes, etc.? Because we had more trouble with that one than episode 1 or episode 2 by a fair margin. Yeah. So, like Amy said,
arguably that's where the story started getting good too, because like the other ones were like you learning about the characters and like what they do and stuff, and then like to have the whole like Edgeworth thing happen in this one, like really changed, or possibly could really change the whole trajectory of this story.
Yeah, it's super intriguing. Yeah, I agree. So, hey, we'll be back next week with more. If you're interested in seeing it, please don't forget, as we mentioned before, to subscribe and ring that bell. You'll get notifications when that episode comes out, as well as all of our other videos from all our other series, etc. You're definitely not going to want to miss all the amazing stuff we have coming out on this channel. Yeah. But for now, from us here at the Geek for All family of channels, I've been Joe.
And I'm Amy.
And as we always say, in whichever video of ours you watch next, we will see you all next time. Thanks, everybody.